Jerk. You mumbled, your mind replayed the scene of your boyfriend kissing another girl as you gulped another shot down your throat. Your eyes bloodshot with anger, remembering the words he spat about you, unbeknownst of you hearing everything. He thought he could slide away after cheating on me. You laughed, recalling his horror-stricken face when you punched him, which left him with a black eye, and not to forget the girl who was screaming when you pulled her hair with so much force to make her cry out in pain. You were wasted by now due to the extreme amount of alcohol in your system. You sucked a deep breath as you roamed your eyes around, stopping them at a man who was sitting MS6 man clad in black three-piece suit. You blinked your eyes to get a clear view of his face. Just then he shifted his gaze in your direction. His eyes met yours. You stood up and stumbled your way towards him. Your eyes never left his, holding an intense eye contact. You watched as he held his hand up, making a hand gesture like dismissing the other people sitting around him. Within a blink of eye, they disappeared in different direction, leaving him alone on the big couch. You plopped down next to him. His floral fragrance with a hint of citrus instantly filled your nostrils. You stared at his face through your blurry vision. His deep brown eyes, button nose, sharp jawline, plump lips, and the dominant aura he carries makes him charismatic and personal magnetic. Need something, darling? His soft, melodious voice hit your ears. You pouted and placed your head on his shoulder. My boyfriend cheated on me. You muttered in an undertone, but he heard it. You mean your ex boyfriend? He corrected as he tucked your loose hair tresses behind your ear. Are you seeking for a company? He probed as he eyed your face keenly. If you are willing to provide me company, then why not? You whispered as you shifted yourself on his lap. He slided his hand on your waist and pulled your body closer to his, leaving no space for air to pass through. You are fragile. I think I might hurt you, darling. He breathed against her lips. Try me. I'm not that weak. You brushed your lips against his, corrupting his mind with desires. Remember that you asked for it. He remarked and smashed his lips on yours, eating out your lips with urgency. You responded with the same passion. Your hands disappeared in his silky black locks. He groaned in your mouth as you tugged at his hair. He palmed your back, crashing your body to his until he felt your every curve against his while his lips moved against yours. He pushed himself off the couch, bouncing you in his arms while your legs automatically wrapped around his torso. He made his way through towards the dark hallway that led to different rooms. He pinned you against a wall. His lips sucked the life out of you, making your vision hazy with lust. He kicked open the door of one of the rooms and carried you inside. He pressed your body against the soft, bouncy mattress hovering above you. Your fingers worked on his shirt buttons, opening them one by one. He let you peel it off him. You discarded his shirt on the floor beside the bed, along with his jacket and waistcoat. His trousers followed after. Impatient much, he muttered against your lips, letting you breathe for some time. He rolled on his back, holding you above him. You whined and again captured his addictive lips with yours. He responded. His hands unzipped your dress, discarding it off your body in a swift motion. He almost when he felt your soft milky skin against his rough rigid body. He groaned when he felt your hands travel from his chest to his lower abdomen and held the waistband of his boxers. He left your lips and flipped you under him. He stared at your hazel orbs, which were filled with desires. I am the one dominant here. You won't get to lead me, darling, he whispered. His deep, husky voice churned your stomach with different emotions. The alcohol in your system took a toll on your mind, suppressing your other senses. The only thought that clouded your mind was to feel him against your skin, at the deepest part of your soul until you see stars. Do you get that, little temptress? He hummed for an answer. Yes. You nodded. Under the influence of alcohol and your insatiable desires for the man in front of you, who was no less than Greek god. He smirked and pinned your hands above your head, burying his face in your neck. You gasped as he trailed wet kisses on your milky skin. A loud moan escaped from your lips when he sucked on your sweet spot, biting and licking there. The air in the room turned more thick and intense as the last pieces of clothes detached from your bodies. Sweat formed on your forehead as your bodies moved against each other. You arched your back as the sweet pain slowly approached the great heights of pleasure. You mulled. Your body spasmed as he rode you to your extremities. The night turned more darker with him worshipping your body in many impossible ways. Dawn peeped through the window, suppressing the darkness, spreading a yellow hue of fresh morning. You groaned when the sunlight reflected directly at your eyes, disturbing your peaceful slumber. You turned to the other side and winced as every fiber of your body pained with the slightest of movement. You lazily opened your eyes. A bare, muscular back came in your line of vision. Your eyes popped out of your head as the reality slowly sank in your mind. You gasped and peeped into the blanket. Your heartbeat fastened when you found yourself naked beside an unknown man. You hastily rose from the bed and got on your feet. You yelped as a sting pain hit on your lower abdomen. Your legs were sore and your body pained like all of your bones are broken. You pressed your lips, enduring the unbearable pain, and wobbled around the room, gathering your clothes, which were scattered at every corner of the room. You somehow managed to wear your clothes, hissing at every movement of your body parts. Your eyes fell on your reflection in the mirror hanging on the wall. You stared as you observed the uncountable hickeys on your neck, collarbone, cleavage, and disappeared inside your dress. You looked around, searching for something to cover those purplish marks. Your eyes caught the sight of his suit jacket, which was piled under his other clothes. You reached out and wore it, covering your exposed neck and shoulder properly. You glanced at the man who was still sleeping and limped out of there. You plopped down on the couch as soon as you stepped inside your apartment. You stared at the ceiling, forcing your brain to recall the last night's event. You were getting frustrated as you couldn't remember anything except that one hot kiss. You pulled your hair in irritation. Why can't I remember anything? You groaned. Your head throbbed in pain and the body ache was making you sick. You glanced at the wall clock which showed 8 o'clock. You had to be at your job by 9. I don't think I can go to the restaurant today. You sighed and lay down on the couch. You reached out for your phone and made a quick call to the restaurant's manager where you worked as a chef. You rolled your eyes in annoyance when the manager spat some gibberish words before allowing you a leave. You hung up the call and pushed yourself off the couch. You decided to wash yourself. The man exhaled deeply and turned to other side of bed. He patted the space beside him, searching for his last night's company. A deep furrow formed on his forehead as he found it empty. He opened his eyes and looked around the room. She was gone. He sighed and sat up. He ruffled his morning messy hair. Getting down from the bed, he wore his clothes. All this while his mind was clogged with the unknown girl's thoughts, with whom he spent the previous night. I don't even know her name, he muttered. After wearing his waistcoat, he searched for his jacket. He paused and narrowed his eyes as a shiny thing came in his line of vision. He stepped forward and kneeled down, picking up the shiny thing between his fingers. It was a beautiful anklet. It must be hers, he murmured. Wine. Interesting. His lips twisted in a mischievous smirk as he read the engraved name on the anklet. You stomped inside your apartment and threw your bag on the floor carelessly. You slumped on the couch and held your head. No, this can't happen, you murmured, rubbing your face with your shivering hands. Oh God, what should I do now? You bit your nails as anxiety filled inside your nerves. Here, a soft, melodious voice fell on your ears as a muscular hand placed a coffee cup in front of you. You craned your neck and saw an unknown man grinning at you. Hey, darling, he waved his hand. You gasped as you stood up and stepped back. Who are you and how did you come inside my house? You inquired. You rested your hands on your side as horror filled inside you. You forgot me? That's you, darling, he exclaimed as he took a seat on your couch. He crossed his legs and took a sip of his strong coffee. Your eyes widened as you recognized his voice. You stammered. Glad that you remember now, he asserted, sitting elegantly like a king. But I'm hurt, darling. We spent a beautiful night together and you left without saying goodbye. I was expecting a morning kiss or maybe one more hot session. He smirked. His words made blood rush to your cheek. Take a seat, darling. I made coffee for you. He smiled. And I'm sorry for using your kitchen without your permission, but you were taking longer than usual time, so I made coffee for both of us. You hesitantly sat next to him, maintaining a safe distance. What do you want from me? Look, it was a one time thing and I was drunk. I didn't have anything to do with you. You stated sternly, though you were shaking from inside due to the unexpected encounter with the man who had been all over your thoughts from the last 1 month. He laughed, but quickly gained a serious composure. I thought the same, darling, but that was not a one time thing. At least not for me. You have been the reason of my distraction from everything. I zoned out thinking about your lewd desires that are hidden behind your innocent charisma. You gulped and leaned back as he hovered over your figure. You averted your gaze away as he stared at you with his deep, intense eyes. That was not a one time thing, darling, he stressed. You closed your eyes as he grazed his fingers on your face. I want you, all of you, only for myself. I can't tolerate any other eyeing you because you are mine. You panted as his hot breath fell on your lips. There was no doubt that the man next to you was capable of making you weak till your knees with his intimidating gaze and deep husky voice. Stop, you managed to voice out despite the turmoil of emotions inside you. You placed your hands on his chest, restraining him from moving closer. Relax, darling. He spoke as he sat back on his previous position. You exhaled, sitting upright on the couch. Then I remembered that I didn't use protection. You might be pregnant, he asserted. Your pupils dilated in astonishment. How do you know? You blurted out before you could stop yourself. You watched as he stiffened for a moment before looking back at you. So, you are really pregnant? He raised his eyebrows, a full blown smile breaking on his face. You sighed and decided to tell him the truth. After all, he was a father. I visited hospital for my monthly checkup and I found out that I am 3 weeks pregnant. You murmured, forgetting with your fingers. His warm hand engulfed yours, providing you the much needed solace. You are going to live with me from now on, he declared, and stood up, pulling you up along with him. Excuse me, I won't go anywhere. You wrenched your hand out of his grip and glared at him. Leave from my house right now. No, I came here to take you with me, and I won't leave without you, he uttered. Determination was evident in his tone. On a second thought, Let's get married. Your jaw dropped in shock. You blinked your eyes in disbelief. Are you hearing your gibberish? Why would I marry you? I don't even know you. Alright, I'm Park Jimin, PJM for short, the dangerous mafia king. I think this is enough for my introduction, and I know everything about you. Your parents died during a fire incident when you were 10. Your grandma raised you until she passed away 3 years ago due to cancer. You couldn't handle the pain of her demise, so you shifted here in Seoul, away from your hometown. You breathed out, processing everything he had just blurted out in front of you. He's a mafia. He is a mafia. Floor slipped beneath your feet as realization slowly sank in your mind. Overwhelmed with fear, your eyes welled up. You, please don't kill me. You begged as tears rolled down your eyes. You sniffed before your soft cries turned into loud sobs. Hey, don't cry, I won't hurt you. He was left dumbfounded as your cries got more and more louder. You stepped back and shook your head when he tried to come close. Yet he forcefully embraced you, letting you cry on his chest. You clutched his shirt tightly in your fist, burying your face in his chest. You stepped away from his hold when you calmed down. Let's go. We are leaving for my place. I don't want to leave you all by yourself in this condition. As a father, I have right to decide about my child's betterment, he said, and you nodded, not having any reason to deny. I'll go and pack my stuff really quick. You turned to leave, but he was quick to pull you back. He picked you up in bridal style. You gasped. Your hands automatically hooked around his neck for support. My man will bring you stuff. You seem tired. You need rest, darling, he stated. You didn't say anything because you were actually tired. You placed your head on his chest, feeling comfortable, and in no time sleep consumed you. He smiled as he carried your sleeping figure towards his car. You woke up in an unfamiliar bedroom. Your eyes roamed around the interiors of the room. Your attention diverted to Jimin, who entered inside carrying a tray of food. Feeling better, darling? He asked as he found you awake. You nodded and sat up straight as he placed the tray in front of you. Time for dinner. He smiled. Your stomach growled at the sight of food. You're a mafia, right? Don't you have people to do these work? You asked as you digged in the food. Of course I do, but I want to take care of you by myself. I don't trust anyone else, he uttered with a smile. You paused and glanced at him. Your cheeks turned red under his adoring gaze. After having dinner, you moved to bathroom to take a shower. After a long warm shower, you came out and the first thing you observed was Jimin lying on the bed. What are you doing here? You asked, climbing on the bed. It's my room. Of course I'll be here. He frowned as if you had asked the most absurd thing. You mean we'll be sharing a bed? You raised your eyebrows, pointing between yourself and him. Oh, come on, darling. We have done more than sharing a bed. He smirked, resting his head on his palm. You flushed and cleared your throat, avoiding his eyes. Good night. You murmured and lay down on the edge of the bed, turning your face to other side. Good night, darling. He spooned you from back and placed a feathery kiss on your shoulder. Was it wrong to feel a whole zoo in your stomach because of his gesture? You stood in front of the mirror, gazing at your almost 9 months old baby bump. You smiled and kissed your big stomach as if you were kissing your baby through it. The pregnancy journey with Jimin was blissful. You were not only his baby's mother but also his wife because he was admitted to marry you and you ended up signing a marriage certificate with him. You recall how your life changed overnight. You were a carefree bird, working your off to pay your bills, and now you were someone's wife and soon going to be a mother. Your husband pampered you on every step. Husband, the word was enough to incite thousands of butterflies in your stomach. The way he cared for you, the way he panicked even on your slightest pain. His soft and warm eyes gazed at you with adoration was enough for you to lose your heart to him. Despite the cold and scary aura he carried, he never even once behaved adversely with you. But still, you doubted it if that was all because you were carrying his child. Because he never said out loud whether he felt the same way or not. You look good in my clothes, he hushed in your ear as he wrapped his arms around your bloated belly. My clothes don't fit me anymore. You puckered your lips, moving your eyes from his shorts to his hoodie that was folded up enough to reveal your stomach. You can wear whatever you are comfortable with, darling. And here your heart melted like an ice cream under summer sun. Let's sleep. It's quite late, he muttered as he picked you up and placed you down on the bed. He jumped beside you, maintaining a few inches gap because he didn't want to hurt you while sleeping. Sleep, darling. He hummed and ruffled your hair. You stared at his face until sleep claimed your senses. You woke up feeling a little uneasy. You glanced at Jimin to find him in deep sleep. You sat up with great difficulty and leaned against the headboard. You winced as a contraction hit your lower abdomen. You breathed slowly, thinking of it as a normal pain until another contraction hit. It felt like your uterus was tearing apart. You focused on your breathing, trying to endure the pain, but the frequency and impact of contractions increased with time. You were getting stronger contraction now. Jimin, wake up. You whimpered and shook his shoulder, but he didn't budge from his position. You cried as the pain got unbearable with each passing second. Wake up, damn it. You yelled in frustration, but he kept snoring. Your anger bubbled up and you kicked him on his butt. His eyes fluttered open as he landed on the floor. Wake up. Here I am dying in pain and you are sleeping soundly. You shouted. His lips showed away. What happened, darling? He rounded the bed, coming towards her side. I think it's time. You breathed out, clutching your big baby bump with your hands. Time for what? He asked with confusion. Your eyes welled up with tears. First you were in bone-breaking pain, and now he was asking completely absurd question. Take me to the hospital, the baby's coming, you cried out. What? He froze on his spot. You looked at him with your glossy eyes when he didn't make any movement. Do something, Jimin! You snapped at him angrily and threw a pillow on his face. What am I supposed to do? He blabbered, triggering every fiber of your body. I'll go myself. You stay here and figure out what you are supposed to do. You ground your teeth and get down from the bed. Just cheating. The baby is supposed to come after a week. I wasn't prepared for it, he muttered. I can't believe people fear an idiotic person like you. Come to the hospital when you are ready to welcome the baby. You spat furiously and wore your slippers. I'm so sorry, I panicked. He ran towards you and picked you up, carrying you towards his car. It had been 2 weeks since you gave birth to a baby girl, and Jimin couldn't be more happier. Giving birth was painful, but when you held your little girl in your arms, you knew it was all worth it. You were happy, but a thought was continuously bothering you. Jimin married you because you were pregnant, but what now? Will he divorce you and take away your daughter? He never said he liked you. You got pregnant because of a one night stand and it was purely lust. You were sure you loved him, but did he feel the same? You came out of the bathroom lost in your thoughts. Your eyes fell on Jimin, who was lying on the bed with your daughter on his chest. You admired him as he lulled her to sleep. His eyes met yours and he smiled at you. He rose from the bed, putting his sleeping baby in her cot. He stepped towards you and made you sit on the bed. You observed his every movement as he kneeled in front of you. What is bothering you, little temptress? He probed in an undertone, tucking your hair strands behind your ear. Nothing. You lifted your gaze above his head, avoiding his eyes. Eyes on me, darling, when we are having a conversation. His voice, though soft but held dominance in his words. You dropped your eyes back to his, gazing at his soft expression, which was only for you and now for your daughter. I can feel that you are upset about something, and I want to know what is consuming your thoughts lately. This man didn't leave a chance to flatter your heart with his words. I gave birth to Era, but what next? You voiced out your concern. Are you planning to divorce me and took away Era from me? You added as you noticed the deep furrow of confusion on his face. Look, Mr. Mafia, I won't let you take away my daughter from me. I don't care if you are Mafia, I'll kick you where sun doesn't rise. You quickly threatened him, earning a chuckle in return. Why would I do that? He raised his eyebrows. Because you don't love me. You forced out those words, which made your chest tighten. And why do you think I don't love you? He held your hands, placing kisses on them. Was my actions not enough to show my love for you? He smiled. Do you think I would have left someone alive if they had crashed an important meeting of mine like you did that day in the club? Why would a cruel mafia be all around you whole day, taking care of you like a child? Why would I massage your feet whole night so that you can have a peaceful sleep? He wiggled his eyebrow. Do you really think that I'll do that just because you are carrying a child in your womb? Of course, I love my baby, but all of my care and pampering was for you because I fell in love with my baby's mama first. Because she is the one who brought out those emotions in me which I never knew exist. He cupped your cheek, stroking his thumb on your cheekbone. I love you more, you sobbed and crashed yourself in his arms. He lost his balance and fell on the floor with you on top of him. I thought I'm going to have a major heartbreak. I was imagining about the worst scenarios. You buried your face in his neck and bawled your eyes out. Stop crying, you're crying more than Ira. He joked, earning a chuckle from you. Now, enough of overthinking and enough of crying. He wiped your tears with his thumb and lifted himself off the floor along with you. He placed you on the bed and jumped beside you. Sleep now, we have only 2 hours after that. We have to entertain our little one. He muttered and cuddled you to sleep. You're the best thing that ever happened to me, and of course, a little one. He confessed and planted a long kiss on your forehead. He adored your sleeping face until sleep consumed him.